In the heart of ancient India, near the sacred Ganges River, there was a small village where a young man named Kumar lived. Kumar was a kind and honest person, but his heart was constantly burdened with an overwhelming sense of dissatisfaction. Despite working hard in the fields to support himself, the fruits of his labor never seemed enough. Year after year, his harvest failed to meet his expectations, and his hope for a better future began to fade. Kumar often found himself consumed by questions that tormented his mind. Why must I suffer when others seem to have it better? Why does contentment always elude me, no matter how hard I try? These thoughts clouded his mind, and no matter how much he worked, he never found peace. One day, a traveling monk arrived in the village. The monk spoke to Kumar and told him of a teaching that could help him find freedom from suffering. The monk shared with Kumar the Buddhist concept of impermanence. Everything changes, he said. By understanding this, you can find the path to liberation from your suffering. But Kumar was skeptical. How could change lead to happiness? He wondered. Intrigued, yet confused, Kumar decided to follow the monk and learn more about the teachings of Buddhism. The monk took Kumar to a nearby monastery where the monks practiced meditation in a tranquil, peaceful environment. Kumar, feeling a deep curiosity, asked one of the monks, "Why do you all sit so quietly? How can you find peace when my mind is so restless?" The monk looked at him with gentle eyes and replied, "Your mind is trapped in thoughts of the past and future. You must learn to be present in the moment." "But how can I stop worrying about the future?" Kumar asked, feeling even more puzzled. The monk pointed to a tree outside the monastery and said, "Look at this tree. In the spring, it blooms with flowers. In summer, it bears fruit. In autumn, it sheds its leaves. And in winter, it stands quietly awaiting change. Do you think this tree mourns its leaves falling or the changing seasons?" Kumar, deep in thought, couldn't answer. The monk continued, "Like the tree, life is always changing. Learning to accept that change and live in the present moment will free your mind." Inspired by the monk's words, Kumar decided to join the monks in meditation. However, every time he tried to focus, his mind raced with worries about the past and future. "I am so weak," he thought. "How can I calm my mind?" Days passed, and Kumar's attempts at meditation only seemed to amplify his frustration. His mind was filled with regret and anxiety, and he felt overwhelmed by his inability to calm his thoughts. One day, the monk noticed Kumar's inner turmoil and spoke to him again. "It is natural for your mind to be restless. The more you try to suppress your thoughts, the stronger they become," he said. "Instead, you need to cultivate compassion." The monk taught Kumar a new meditation practice, loving kindness meditation. "Start by forgiving yourself," the monk said. "Speak gently to your own heart. Say, 'May I be happy. May I be free from suffering.'" At first, Kumar felt uncomfortable with these words. "How can I forgive myself?" he thought. "It feels weak to be so kind to myself." The monk smiled and said, "Just as a tree does not blame itself when its leaves fall, you should not blame yourself for your past actions or emotions. Let them flow like the leaves in the wind." Kumar decided to give it a try. As he meditated, repeating the words of loving kindness to himself, he began to feel a subtle shift in his heart. Gradually, the tension in his mind started to melt away. The monk then added, "Next, think of someone you care about and offer them the same wish. May you be happy. May you be free from suffering." Kumar practiced this, sending warm, loving thoughts to his family and friends. However, Kumar soon faced a challenge. He struggled to forgive one person, his neighbor, who had once destroyed his crops and stolen from his field. The anger and resentment he felt toward this person stirred up intense emotions every time he tried to meditate. "Why should I forgive someone who has hurt me?" Kumar asked himself, feeling the weight of this burden. The monk noticed Kumar's struggle and spoke to him gently. Forgiveness does not mean approving of someone's actions. It is not about condoning the hurt. It is about freeing yourself from the chains of anger and resentment. But if I forgive, the pain of what he did will still be there, Kumar argued. The monk nodded and replied, yes, the actions may not change, but your attachment to them, your suffering from them, can be released. Anger and hatred are like a fire that burns inside you. As long as you feed that fire, it will consume you. That night, Kumar meditated, reflecting on the monk's words. He tried to forgive his neighbor in his heart, repeating the loving-kindness mantra, may you be happy. May you be free from suffering. But as he did so, tears flowed down his face. His anger and sadness mixed, making it difficult to continue. He felt like he couldn't do it. I can never forgive him, he thought, feeling defeated. The next morning, as Kumar walked in the nearby forest to clear his mind, he met an elderly man. The elderly man, with a gentle smile and a peaceful presence, asked Kumar, what troubles you, young one? Surprised by the man's kindness, Kumar found himself opening up about his struggles, the anger toward his neighbor, his failure in meditation, and his deep sense of inadequacy. The old man listened patiently and then shared a story. In the forest, there is a venomous snake. The poison it produces is dangerous, but if used wisely, it can become medicine, the old man explained. Kumar was puzzled. What do you mean? He asked. The old man smiled and replied, anger and resentment are like poison. But if you look deeply into these emotions and understand them, they can teach you something important. They can become the medicine that helps you grow. Kumar thought deeply about the old man's words. The anger I feel toward my neighbor isn't just about what he did. It's also about my own attachment to the idea that I should not suffer, he realized. My pain comes from my expectations and desires. The old man continued, suffering cannot be avoided. It's part of life, but how you respond to it will determine the quality of your life. These words reminded Kumar of the monk's teaching about change. Everything changes, he thought. My pain too will change. Inspired by this realization, Kumar returned to the monastery. He decided to try again. This time, he approached meditation with a deeper understanding. His mind still raced with emotions, but instead of resisting them, he allowed himself to simply observe them, without judgment. Slowly, he began to feel a sense of peace he had never known. One day, Kumar's neighbor came to the monastery. The neighbor, looking remorseful, explained that his own crops had been destroyed by pests. I took your crops because I was desperate, he admitted. I am truly sorry. Upon hearing this, Kumar's heart was stirred. Anger rose up within him, but at the same time, the old man's words echoed in his mind. He realized that he was holding on to the past and his desire for justice. Kumar took a deep breath, and instead of acting on his anger, he reflected on his neighbor's words. I see, Kumar said quietly. I understand now. Kumar felt a deep release in his heart. He turned to his neighbor and said, what happened is in the past. Let's move forward and help each other. His neighbor bowed deeply, and tears welled up in Kumar's eyes. I am free, Kumar thought to himself, free from the anger that bound me. Weeks passed, and Kumar's heart continued to soften. As he worked side by side with his neighbor in the fields, their relationship began to heal. The village, once filled with tension, now thrived with harmony and cooperation. One day, the monk said to Kumar, you have changed. There is a softness in your heart now. Kumar smiled and replied, I used to think happiness depended on others' actions. But I've realized that happiness comes from within, from how I choose to see the world. His practice of meditation, impermanence, and compassion had transformed his life. Kumar's story teaches us that change is inevitable, and so is suffering. But by embracing impermanence, accepting change, and cultivating compassion, we can find peace in the midst of life's challenges. Just as Kumar learned to forgive his neighbor and release his anger, we too can find freedom by letting go of our attachments and embracing the present moment. Life is always changing. When we encounter difficulties, remember the teachings of impermanence. Suffering will not last forever. Through meditation and compassion, we can cultivate happiness within ourselves. Forgiveness may not be easy, especially when we've been hurt, but it's the path to freedom and inner peace. When we let go of our attachments, we open ourselves to true happiness. Starting today, try taking small steps to cultivate compassion in your life. Practice meditation, focus on the present, and send kind thoughts to yourself and others. These small actions can lead to a profound transformation. By embracing change and letting go of suffering, you can unlock a life of true peace and happiness. Conclusion: by learning to live in the present moment, accepting change, and practicing compassion, we can unlock the secret to lasting happiness, no matter the circumstances. This is the true path to inner peace, as taught by Buddhism.